All right, 3, 2, and 1. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brandon. Thanks for tuning in with our weekly series for our Lunch and Learn. This episode, this class is all about different methods of administration utilizing CBD in general. We've done some of these classes before talking about the different various methods of administration. This one I'm going to go heavily into specifically CBD, why you'd understand the different types of CBD there are to actually take, why certain ones would work for you versus somebody else, and just overall kind of educate you guys a little bit more in regards to what these things can do to help improve your lives. So without further ado, let's jump right into it, and we're going to go right into our goals for this. Alright, so guys, our goals for this class are very straightforward. We want to understand the various methods of administration regarding CBD. We want to learn which of these methods may be best for us or our loved ones. And we're also looking to hopefully gain a greater knowledge and understanding of the evolution of this market and why all CBD is not equal. As usual, we're going to go through this. I have a few slides to show you guys, but this is very vocal. These classes are only roughly between 10 to 15 minutes. Expect this class to be exactly right around then as well. So, without further ado, let's keep on rolling. All right, so let's kick it off with, at this point we assume you know what CBD is, so let's just kind of jump right into what are the various methods of administration. There are more than this, but let me kind of go ahead and just go over some of the main ones that we have always talked about. We've got capsules, chewables, some often best known as gummies, depending on what type. There's candies, of course. There are hard candies. We have tinctures as well, which are very familiar with a lot of, for those who've used our products and or any CBD product. Tinctures are often sometimes your very first introduction to these. And then we have our salves. You may not have used salves, but so much. Salves are great. Salves are awesome. Salves can be used for joint pain. In this particular case, knee pain. They're great for muscle inflammation, just basically direct source stuff. So we're going to get into exactly why these specific areas or these specific methods, which one may be best for you and why. All right, so in general, when you ask yourself, you see the CBD products, you're in a store, you see often various types, you see the word CBD plastered on almost everything. But when you're looking for CBD in regards to, let's say, trying to better your health, then this is exactly what we're getting into. So you often might see capsules, tinctures, like I said, lotions, salves, chewables, and again, without understanding exactly what makes these things different and unique, you may not be using the best product for you at the time, or it could be just missing a beat altogether with using the right stuff for you. So again, let's just get right into it. So capsules. Capsules are great for those who are used to taking medicine in the way of traditional oral medicine, just basically swallowing a pill itself, drinking it with water. This often comes with a slower release. Your gut will have to break it down. It's often encapsulated again in a capsule. It's usually by some sort of vegetable glycerin or what have you. But basically, a lot of these products nowadays are vegan capsules, but they dissolve. They take time to dissolve in your stomach, so there is a slower release. And again, that's something that certain people, again, based on how well you can do and handle things. For example, I know people who, if you have esophagus issues or things like that, swallowing pills is usually not the way that you take medicine. So in this case, it wouldn't be for you. Or if you're looking for something maybe quicker acting, then let's jump to the next thing. Now we have tinctures. So these are very easy to use, kind of just like the capsules. They should be properly dosed. However, with the tincture, you're most likely going to have a doser on your actual little, on the squeeze itself, and then with that you can actually mitigate, you can uptake, you can change, lower your amount. But in general, these are often fast acting. That goes directly under the tongue. You have some of them, the largest collection of blood vessels underneath your tongue, so you get direct intake straight into the bloodstream. You get to bypass a lot of other stuff, so this is actually an often preferred method for many. It's, like I said, easy to dose. I know for example, for those who've ever faced things like anxiety or anything like that, often taking a tincture under the tongue has been kind of known and shown to really help relieve a lot of those symptoms. So then those are tinctures. I personally love tinctures. I use a tincture every single day, right in the morning, almost as soon as I wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, and I drink some water, and almost immediately put some tincture essentially underneath my tongue, and that kind of helps me throughout the day. Again, for me personally, it mitigates a lot of my inflammation in my neck and shoulders because of a lot of computer work, and also helps relieve a lot of anxiety. I'm often balancing a lot of creative tasks with administrative tasks, and it gets very demanding of me. And the fact that there's this natural medicine out there that again can help mitigate and kind of lessen a lot of the extremes that I'm feeling, I'm all for it. So this stuff has been a life changer for me. I wish I knew about it a lot sooner. And then again, we kind of talked about salves and lotions. I went into that briefly, but these are perfect for muscles, joints. They can be applied directly to an area of concern. I know if, let's say, you have a tight muscle or a joint pain, you went running, you put a lot of stress on your right knee, for example. Even if, let's say, before you went running and you know that you put stress and strain on your legs in specific areas, your knees, it's awesome to be able to rub a salve directly on you before you even have your workout, because it's doing that direct inflammation fighting right off the bat. And of course afterwards, if it's something you want to use, this is really, really good for, again, speeding up recovery. We have sponsees of ours that work that are at a local MMA gym, and they love the salve for many different reasons, and mainly because it's, again, what they're doing every day with using their muscles, pushing them to the max, tensing up all the time. These are things that really, really do help them feel a speedy recovery, and the sense of muscle soreness is not as extreme. It does not last as long for them, as they've said. Again, this is perfect for whether you skateboard, run, just have pain from sitting down a lot because that's your type of job. Maybe you've had certain postures for long periods of your life, and again, these are perfect to kind of address those areas concerned: lower back, neck pain, what have you. And then of course we got our chewables / oral. So oral can often be confused between tinctures and chewables. I think it's give or take, oral is really by mouth, so tinctures can be described as that. Chewables can be described as that as well. So in this case, we have them down here for chewables. So these are kind of, if you would take a capsule, take a tincture, and kind of mix them together, and often these are designed to be enjoyable when you eat. So in the case of chewables, you've heard of gummies, there's hard candies, there's chocolates, there's things like that, and they contain, often they will contain CBD distillate or CBD, just full spectrum hemp extract in general, just the oil itself in there. And because of that, you're able to actually, your stomach's able to break it down. And of course, at this point, your entire body and your entire system is benefiting from it. This is really, really great, again, for stronger cases, I think. In the case of having, let's say you have chronic inflammation in your back, neck pain, or you're just looking for a much more longer term. In the case of, again, your digestion is very up to you. It depends on if, are you taking these things. Often they're recommended to take with food, no different than, a lot of other medicine, because again, you want something to be in your stomach to help you break this down. So in the case of a lot of edibles, we really do encourage, again, just to, when you consume those, again, to think about when you're consuming it and why you're consuming it, and exactly what are you consuming it with, because again, that could have a huge intake or a huge factor in regards to how well that medicine will work. And again, that's why a lot of people choose tinctures, because again, a tincture sit under the tongue for X amount of time. It's going into your bloodstream. That's a very easy way to kind of, again, properly dose. But if you enjoy the effects of edibles or gummies and things like that, because they do have a different effect, you maybe need to experiment with the different types of these methods to see how they react to you. But of course, breaking something down your gut biome definitely has a different effect on you. And again, a lot of people for chronic pain, again, let's just refer to the knees, they love chewables and tablets and things like that, because it gives them a chance to be able to, again, have that longer lasting actual, mitigation of that inflammation. So in general, there's more than that. We'll get into a little bit different stuff, but there's more types than that, but those are the kind of the general rules and the general ones that we love going over. So the next question would be, if you're watching this, is that all? And I really want to say that of course not. We really want to get into, again, there's other products and stuff we can talk about. For example, I'm sure you've seen pet treats, all sorts of stuff, dog treats, things for your cat, stuff like that. And we have basically people, whether you know this or not, a lot of people, if you don't know this, and if you know anybody that has pets and they're interested in this information, your animals have an endocannabinoid system no different than us humans. So because of that, they can benefit from a lot of this medicine as well. CBD has been shown to do really, really, really awesome stuff for pets and animals. So because of that, It acts on them in the same way. For dogs, it helps with separation anxiety. Again, let's just refer to dogs. It helps with possible hip issues that come later on in life from inflammation. Cats, old age, living around for 20 plus years, often being in a sedentary position as they get older in life, start developing slower movement and stuff like that. Having a CBD regimen for your animal can do a huge amount of service to them, kind of keep them thriving throughout their older terms of life. Again, I just kind of put why use it in the first place. More than just a human, this is for all, essentially all species. It can help decrease the inflammation because, again, that's one of its main roles. It helps maintain homeostasis, so it's not just acting as a band-aid for something. It's actually looking at the different facets of your current makeup, looking at how it can kind of create its own sort of keys to fit those little puzzle pieces and those locks, and kind of help, again, straighten out some stuff without overcompensating or undercompensating in ways that a lot of modern medicine would do. As you talked about, helps with mobility, your movement. Again, you or your pets, this is something, again, because of the decreased inflammation, because of the uplift in mood, there's a good chance that you can, again, your mobility would be furthered. And I wrote right here, it's a supplement. This is something to think about as not just something you take, this is a way to, let's look at it like this is a way to think about it. This is not something that you can just take here and there. This is something you could take daily as a supplement if that's something, again, that you agree with, that works with you. Speak with your doctor, of course, whoever your physician is that you normally would speak to about these things. But in the case of many, they use CBD as a part of their daily regimen as a means to control their inflammation, decrease their anxiety, maintain homeostasis, and overall help improve mood. I didn't even get into the fact that it helps with sleep. It, of course, can help with many other things. Oftentimes, let's go back real quick to our types. Often tinctures, things like that, maybe even chewables. I think in the case of tinctures, they're great before sleep. Chewables, you often are recommended not to eat before you go to sleep because, again, that can affect your sleep patterns as well. And again, salves, all these things can be used at night. Let's say you have muscle spasms, things like that. If you rub a salve, really get deep into your muscle before you go to bed, that may very well help keep keep your muscle at bay, keep the tension out and relieve so you can, again, have a longer, greater sleep. There's many, many, many benefits, and we can keep going into those. But the overall goal of this one is, again, we just want to know what are these methods of administration in regards to the CBD that I can get. Why would I particularly choose one of these? What could be best for me or my loved ones? Again, I brought up sometimes swallowing pills are hard for many people. Sometimes they want to chew a tablet. That's easier. Both will get broken down in your stomach, but again, because one's a swallow, one's more of a chew, that has a dramatic different effect on different people based on what they enjoy. Of course, you have, again, the salves we talked about. I just brought up pet treats. You're going to see CBD all over the place. It's in shampoos. It's in, we just brought up lotions and stuff. You're starting to see it all over the place. As always, if you see a product, look to see if you can find a COA, that's a certificate of authentication. And with that, you can actually see all the actual makeup of the plant, see all the cannabinoids, the terpene profile, see if it contains pesticides, mycotoxins, any fungi and things like that. You can see, and you should be able to tell. A really good test would actually tell you all that stuff. And I'll toot our own horn here, Peninsula. We definitely third-party lab test. You can go online, look at the testing of any of our products, and actually see that, check out the COA of these things and be able to tell what exactly is in them. We do a full scan. We don't just only show you the cannabinoid content. We're showing you everything to show that we are void of a lot of stuff that you do not want, and we are full of things you do. And again, whether you use our product or another product, that's what you really want to look for. You want to look for quality of product because, again, testing is not equal. CBD is not equal. Plants are grown all over the country. Plants are grown in all different sorts of conditions. Hemp in general is a very sturdy, hardy plant. It will grow under the craziest conditions, but that does not mean it's grown with love, care, and with the end consumer in mind. So just keep that in mind when looking for a product. Guys, that's it, 14 minutes. Let's try to end it right there so we don't get past the 15-minute mark. Hopefully you got a short little break on your lunch. You could check this out. Please share this with somebody you know. I love doing these. Let us know any sort of class you want to have a topic on, things like that. Address them, let us know, and we'll be glad to cover them for you. Aside from that, guys, this is Brandon with our Lunch and Learn for the week. Please share this with a loved one if you see that they'll benefit. Other than that, like, comment, and share if you can. Help spread the word. We'll see you all soon.